Welcome to the second half of lesson number 5 for the keyboard percussion instruments. On page number 43, we're going to do a couple of new reading lines and we're going to learn a percussion ensemble that is based off of the song Lightly Row. Now also on this page is a tambourine part to the percussion ensemble. There is a separate tambourine video that once we get past learning the keyboard part, and if you learn the snare drum and bass drum part, then you can also learn the tambourine part. So that's really fun to be able to put all of those parts together. But let's start off with our music reading at the top of page number 43. So there's really nothing new that I'm teaching you here except for maybe some rhythm, all right? Having eighth notes followed by a quarter rest is kind of the new rhythm that we're introducing in this lesson. But what we're doing is also introducing or also reinforcing, I should say, the B flat major 5-note scale. So if you remember, we play that as part of our daily warm-up. The reason why we do that is because now we're going to play music using that 5-note scale. All right, let's do it at the top of the page. Start off by fingering through, saying our note names out loud as we go through from measure to measure. Let's do each measure separately. So if you look at this measure, first measure has 2 B flats, and notice I'm going from space to space. All right, not within the staff, but the B flat is below the ledger line, the D is above the ledger line, or right below the staff. So I have what is called a third. So if I have a note and it's the very next note, we call that a second or a scale pattern. This one is a third. All right, if I keep going up the scale, that's a fourth and that's a fifth, 6, 7, 8. Okay, but here I have a third. So in my first measure, I just have to think of that skipping the C. Say the note names first measure, ready and go. B flat, D, D. 1, 2, again, go. B flat, D, D. So 1, 2, 3, and rest. So the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, and rest. And then I use my keys and I finger through and say the note names. B flat, D, D, rest. My second measure. Now I'm going from my C, because I have the ledger line, to the first line. So line to line is a third. I'm skipping that note in between the third. So I'm skipping the D. So C, C, rest, E flat. So eighth notes, and then the rest is after the eighth note, and then E flat. Do the second measure with me. Ready and go. C, C, rest, E flat. So first measure, B flat and D. Second measure, C and E flat. So you might just touch those keys a few times, because that's basically what I'm doing, is skipping a note and skipping a note. So say the note names in the first 2 measures. 1, 2, ready and go. B flat, D, D, rest. C, C, rest, E flat. All right, so we not only getting the right notes, saying the right notes, but saying the right rhythm as well. Do it again. 2, ready and go. B flat, D, D, rest. C, C, rest, E flat. So those eighth notes happen pretty quick. Going on to the third measure. Notice I have a D to the first space F. So what am I skipping? I'm skipping that E, or at least E flat. So this is a third, right? So getting used to seeing those thirds, line to line, space to space. So my third measure, D, D, F, F, rest. Say the note names and finger through the third measure. Ready, go. D, D, F, F, rest. And then my last measure, E flat. C is a line, it's a ledger line, but line to line, I'm skipping my D, and then I finish off with my B flat. So E flat, C, B flat. Last measure, finger, ready, go. E flat, C, B flat. So the whole first half, or first 2/3, well, 3/4 of this song has a pattern to it. We have B flat D, C, E flat, D, F, and then our last measure changes the pattern, E flat, C, B flat. So a lot of music has this. We call it sequences of patterns. Okay, you figure out what the pattern is, and then there's a sequence, or it transposes up a scale note, transposes up a scale note, so it's the same thing 3 times using different rhythms. So let's finger through the entire line. All right, just remember all of your thirds will always skip a note in between. 1, 2, say it, go. B flat, D, D, rest. C, C, rest. E flat, D, D, F, F, rest. E flat, C, B flat. Now there's a point where you might need to stop the video and just kind of work through that. You really need to be able to say all of those note names while you finger through before you move on to actually playing the song. All right, so we have this, okay, as a pattern. So I want you to take those notes and just improvise your own song, okay? But see if you can use those thirds while you're improvising. Right? So I'm using a lot of thirds, and that makes music a little bit more interesting than using scales all of the time. So notice that I am not looking at the keyboard. I'm trying to develop that feel of what a third feels like. Okay? You might kind of miss notes here and there, but the more that you do this, the better you're going to get at being able to feel the instrument without looking directly at it. All right, let's play that line. 1, 2, and 1, 2, set and go. B flat, rest, rest. Half note, D, D, F, F, rest. Okay, so once you get past the reading, then you can really start concentrating on your stroke style. When you kind of, all right, I know this song. I don't have to memorize it to learn it, but at the same time, now I can kind of start concentrating on something other than just barely reading the song. I can make sure that every single note sounds great. All right, and I'm using a nice piston stroke on every one of those notes. So take your time, again, slow it down. You can go to PadLab, work up the song, eliminate the snare drum part, eliminate the audio track or whatever you want. Go through that, go it really slow, gradually speed up the tempo until you have that line perfected. All right, let's move on to the next line. So now I have 4 eighth notes in a row, so I'm going to start moving a little quicker through my scales. So what is the pattern in that first measure? Without even starting to say the note names, what is the pattern that you see? D, C, B flat, D, C, or D, C, B flat, C, D, D. So all I'm doing is going up and down that scale. This is why we work on our scales. So D, C, B flat, C, D, D. So you can feel that, all right? And now you know the pattern, say the note names in the first measure. 1, 2, ready and go. D, C, B flat, C, D, D. All right, you see that pattern? All right, then we're not reading every single note individually, we're thinking of the pattern. 1, 2, ready and go. D, C, B flat, C, D, D. All right, my second measure, I have the ledger line. through that note. So it is a C, C, F. Now that is a little bit of a jump. That is a fourth. C, D, E, F. All right. C, D, E, F. That is a fourth. So I can kind of glance down during my C to make sure I have that F right here. All right. Then what do you notice about the third measure? Kind of a repeat of the first measure. D, C, B flat, C, D. But this time with a rest. D, C, B flat, D, C, D. And then our last measure, C, D, C, B flat. So kind of repetitive. My first measure and my third measure are very similar, almost exactly the same. And then my second and my fourth measure are different. All right, so let's touch and say the note names all the way through, going really slow. 1 and 2 and ready, go. D, C, B flat, C, D, D, C, C, glance down, find the F, D, C, B flat, C, D, rest, C, D, C, B flat. All right, and rest, I should have said. Okay, let's go really, really slow. Let's see if you can play those notes. Okay, you can take a second. And just kind of play along. You can, obviously you know that melody of Mary Had a Little Lamb. You can do that. You can play other melodies using those 5 notes, but getting used to getting all of those intervals and those scale patterns within that as you're improvising your own melody. All right, let's play it really slow. 1 and 2 and ready, go. C, C, look down, F, rest, C, D, C, B flat, and. All right, so I almost missed a note in there, and a lot of it's because my music is so far away from my keyboard that it's really hard for me to use my peripheral vision. And especially I'm really trying to show you that I'm not looking down, so I'm looking way above my music. But if I had my music really close, I could use my peripheral vision. That's my excuse. But let's try it one more time. You go all the way through, see if you can play all of the right notes. Use your peripheral vision, do not memorize. 1 and 2 and ready and go. C, C, you can glance down, F, rest. There, I did it better. Now I glance down, I use my half note to glance down. Anytime you have a long rest or a long note value, glancing down will just make you feel more comfortable with your position at the keyboard. All right, now we're ready for our percussion ensemble, which is the song Lightly Row. Now the beauty of Lightly Row as a song with many songs is it is very repetitive. We kind of have the same intervals, we have the same melody over and over. Now what I did was I changed the rhythm every time that you play it so that you wouldn't be able to memorize it. But as we look through this line by line, you're going to notice that it's kind of the same thing a bunch of times in a row. So that's the benefit. If we look at our first line, notice my first measure, F, D, D. Okay, what is that interval that we see a lot of times in music? That is a third. Space to space is a third. Look at my second measure, E flat C, line to line, that's a third. So I have my F, D, D, E flat C, C. So I can alternate, or I can go right, left, left, right, left, left. Either way, it's fine, especially at this tempo. All right, say the note names of the first 2 measures. 1, 2, ready, go. F, D, D, E flat C, C. So I am alternating, I'm just going from my right hand to those other notes. Now, look at measures 3 and 4. Now, if you ignore the rhythm pattern, what happens as far as the notes changing? All right, what I can see is that I'm not using space to space and line to line, so I'm not playing thirds. I'm going straight up the scale. B flat, C, D, E flat, F. All right, so that's where my I've already learned the pattern of what it feels like to play that B flat scale and the pattern of notes, flat, two naturals, flat, natural. I have that pattern kind of ingrained in my muscle memory. So when I get to that last two measures of this line, it's pretty simple. B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, 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 F. Now I can just kind of concentrate on the rhythm that happens. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. All right, pretty simple. Let's say the note names in measures 3 and 4. 1, 2, and ready, go. B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, 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 F. Not having to look down, using my fingers to touch the keys. Let's touch the keys, say the note names all the way through the first line. So the first two measures are my thirds. And then the last two measures is my scale. All right, so let's try it. 1, 2, ready, go. F, D, D, E flat, C, C, B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, 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 F. All right, take as long as you need. Any time that you need to pause the video and just kind of do that a few times, saying the note names, that is really important. Then you can practice just seeing if you can kind of improvise while you look away from the keyboard. All right, improvise your own song using those 5 notes. Now we're ready to play it. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. F, D, D, E flat, C, C, B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, 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 F. All right, so you know the song, lightly row to and fro, lightly row, whatever the words are. I never know words, but you know the song. I just changed the rhythm up in the last couple of measures to make you pay attention. Let's do it again. Play through that. Say the note names as you play. 1, 2, ready, go. F, D, D, E flat, C, C. Now up the scale. B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, 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 F. Okay, so as you work through that first line, pause the video, make sure that you can play it, because we're going to repeat that first line using different rhythms, but kind of over and over. It's pretty simple. All right, look at our next line. Notice in my first measure, I go back to my F and D, and guess what happens in my next measure? E flat and C. So this is a lot like the first line where I have bum, 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 but now I change the rhythm. Bum, 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 half, rest. E flat, C, C, half, rest. So finger through, say the note names in the first 2 measures. 1, 2, set and go. F, D, D, half, rest. E flat, C, C, half, rest. So notes are the same, changing the rhythms. Do it one more time. 1, 2, and ready, go. F, D, D, half, rest. E flat, C, C, half, rest. Now my next 2 measures are not my scale, are they? If you look at it, B flat, D, F, those are all thirds. So space, space, space. So I'm skipping notes in between. So B flat, D, F, B flat, D, F. So you kind of see the notes. Now let's say the note names. And then when I get to my last measure, I go right back to D. All right, say the note names. Finger through those 2 measures. 1, 2, ready, go. B flat, D, F, F, rest, D. All right, so this whole line is just thirds. F and D, E flat and C, B, D, F, D. All right? So, kind of gotten used to the patterns of our thirds. All right, let's play, or actually, let's finger through the entire line without stopping. 1, 2, set and go. F, D, D, half, rest. E flat, C, C, half, rest. B flat, D, F, F, rest. D, 2, 3, 4. All right, pretty simple. Let's play it, making sure that we're playing with the right rhythms. 1, 2 and half, rest. 1, 2 and half, rest. 1, 2, 3 and rest. Whole note. 1, 2, and 1, 2 and set, go. Half rest, half rest. 2, 3, 4. So you have completely different rhythms than the rest of the percussion ensemble. That's why you have to be very comfortable with your part, and you have to be able to nail the rhythms in your part, so when it fits together with a snare part or a bass drum or a tambourine that has different rhythms, you're not getting distracted by all the other stuff. You can really play your part perfectly. All right, let's move on to the next line. So in my first measure, pretty simple, C, C, rest, C, C, rest, C, C, D, E flat. So first measure's easy, C, C, D, E flat. So notice that's just a scale, C, D, E flat, C, C, rest, C, C, rest, C, C, D, E flat. Then in my next measure, measure 3, now I have a rest on 1 and I play on 2 and rest, 4 and rest, E flat, F. So the notes are not hard. Rhythm is a little tricky, so you might clap and count that line, just getting the right rhythms of 1 and rest, 3 and rest, 1 and 2, half note, rest, 2 and rest, 4 and rest, 2, half note. All right? And then fingering through, make sure that you're playing the right notes. Let's see if we can play that line though. Here we go. 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Ready, go. 1 and rest, 3, rest. Half note, rest, rest, rest. Okay, so note-wise, I'm just going up the scale, but I'm using different rhythms to make the music a little bit more interesting. All right, let's try that line one more time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, ready, go. Rest, rest. Half note, rest, rest, rest. All right, so we're doing pretty well at being able to read the rhythms and read the notes. All right, now look at my last line. This starts off the same as the first line, the same as the second line with the notes, but I change the rhythms up so you can't memorize it. All right, you probably could, but why? Why don't you just read the music? In my first measure, I've got my F and my D. In my second measure, my E flat and my C. And then my last two measures, we've already done this on the second line, B flat, D, F, B flat. All right? The only thing that changes is instead of going to D, I go back to B flat. All right, so pretty simple. I've got my patterns of third, 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 and then I finish off with my low B flat. Say the note names, finger through it. 1, 2, ready, go. F, D, D, E flat, C, 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 B flat, D, rest. F, F, rest. B flat, B flat, B flat. All right? Now, in those last couple of measures, rhythm is a little bit tricky. 1 and 2, rest. 4 and 1, 2 and 3. 1 and 2, rest. 4 and rest. 2 and 3. All right? So, little tricky on the rhythm, but the notes is pretty simple. All right, let's see if we can play that whole line. You might have to take a minute to really kind of work through each measure separately, but let's see if we can do it for the sake of time. 1, 2, ready, go. F, D, D, E flat, C, C, C. Rest, rest. All right, so you might want to just practice those last couple of measures because it is moving your arms in addition to reading the rhythms and the notes. Rest, rest. But if you can, keep your eyes on the music. All right, now we're going to play all 4 lines. Now, what we're doing here is I'm showing you the first 2 lines. As we get to the second line, I'm going to gradually scroll up. You don't really have to read this off of the screen. You can read it from your book. But when you get to the end of one line, make sure that you're looking forward to the beginning of the next line. All right, we're going to see if we can play all the way through this without stopping. So keep your eyes on the music as much as you can. As I scroll through this, you should be able to follow the part. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. Half note, half note, half note, half rest, B flat, D, F, F, rest. Look ahead, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 4, 4, 1, 3, 1. Look ahead again. 4. All right, so watch your rest, making sure that you're playing the right rhythms all the way through that. Kind of a tricky song, but it's kind of fun to listen to because it's not the same old stuff, all right? I could really write out Lightly Row just the way it's always sung with every quarter note and half note, but this makes it a little bit more interesting because you're giving the listener something that they're not really used to. And then what's really fun about it is learning the tambourine part, learning the snare drum part, learning the bass drum part, okay? And then putting all of those together because those rhythms interplay between the different instruments. So da da boom boom da da boom 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 ba ba ba, and you kind of have that rhythm of the eighth notes tossed around to the different voices. So that's what makes playing percussion ensembles a lot of fun. But really, spend some time making sure that the #1 priority is getting the keyboard part right. Snare drum part is pretty simple, tambourine part is pretty simple, bass drum part is pretty simple, but getting all of those put together is what makes it a lot of fun to do. So really work through your keyboard parts, making sure that you can do all of these reading exercises with the right rhythms. Go to PadLab, work through those, and then you'll be ready to move on to lesson number 6.